I realized that I wanted to do something. I wanted to be involved somehow, but I wasn't sure how to be an activist. I felt like film was an important thing. And so when I was chosen to be one of two young people to represent Canada at that year's global, then G8 Summit, I brought my camera along because it was important to me to film this. And it was the first time I realized that, particularly at that time, that young people really weren't being taken seriously or listened to when it came to something like climate change and something that would be impacting the rest of our lives. So I, without really knowing what I was getting myself into, went to Copenhagen to COP15 the following year and started following what would become the global youth climate movement and capturing their stories. When I got started in the movement and started becoming connected with these incredible young people, the strategy was very much trying to get the attention of media, but it was very different at that time because there wasn't really social media. Facebook was kind of the only thing, but even then it wasn't really, it wasn't garnering the attention or wielding the power that it has now. One of the biggest things, though, for me, when I think about the movement is how diverse it's becoming. What's been incredible is seeing how Indigenous voices and Global South voices and minorities, that there is more representation among young people, particularly, that there's more of a seat at the table for everyone. In 2018, I was showing the film, or at least clips from the film, and talking about it at the UN climate talk that was taking place in Katowice. And there was this young girl there that I was on a panel with named Greta. And after filming that panel and after seeing this explosion of Fridays for Future, young people in the streets on such almost previously unimaginable scales, I realized that I had to go back into the film and include that. And then, of course, the pandemic happened, and then that needed to be addressed because the world is forever changed. I think one of the things that we're trying to do with the workshops and with screenings of the film is to remind young people, if they haven't already been reminded, that they are incredibly powerful and that sharing their story is something that will truly change the world. We're emotional creatures, and when you have something like climate change, which is terrifying and overwhelming, this is something that I think can bring people together and realize that it doesn't have to be this apocalyptic scenario. Well, as we always have been, we need to continue pushing our governments and our leaders to actually represent us and to create a fair, ambitious, and binding deal that will ensure that we adapt and save as many people as possible, that there is still so much of the world of wild spaces and animals and so much of this planet that we call home that is still able to be saved and is worth saving. And we can't forget the importance of that.